The French macaron is not just a pastry. It is often called a jewel of the pastry world. Small, colorful, delicate, and refined, these treats have become a symbol of Paris, on par with the Eiffel Tower or the Louvre. Although today macarons are strongly associated with France, their roots go back to 16th century Italy. It was Catherine de' Medici who, after marrying French King Henry II, brought Italian chefs to the French court, where they baked almond cookies. At the time, they looked very different, simple almond biscuits made of sugar and eggs. The modern version appeared only in the 19th century, when the famous Parisian pâtisserie began joining two shells together with a filling. Today, macarons come in hundreds of variations. Classic flavors like vanilla, chocolate, and pistachio, fruity ones such as raspberry or lemon, floral notes like rose and lavender honey, and even daring creations like foie gras, truffle, or cuttlefish ink. Their uniqueness lies not only in taste, but also in visual elegance. They're displayed in shop windows like precious gems, with every color representing a different mood. For the French, the macaron is a symbol of celebration and luxury. They're given in elegant boxes like jewelry, often as gifts at weddings or diplomatic receptions. There are even international pastry championships where chefs compete to create the most delicate shell or the most inventive filling. The technique itself is fascinating. To make the perfect macaron, bakers must carefully monitor egg white temperature, humidity, and the quality of almond flour. Many chefs joke that the macaron is a temperamental dessert. It only works out for those with patience and precision. Today, macarons are a global trend. You can find them in New York, Tokyo, Dubai, or Kiev. Yet the true magic is in France itself. Sitting in a Parisian cafe, sipping coffee, and biting into a macaron that cracks gently before melting on your tongue. Tiramisu is one of the world's most popular desserts, yet its history is surprisingly recent. It appeared in the 1960s in the city of Treviso. The name itself means pick me up, a perfect description of how you feel after the first spoonful. Classic tiramisu consists of layers of ladyfinger biscuits soaked in strong espresso, sometimes with a splash of liqueur such as marsala or amaretto. These are layered with a rich cream made of mascarpone cheese, eggs, and sugar. The final touch is a dusting of cocoa powder. Despite its simplicity, tiramisu is considered one of the most sensual desserts. Italians often call it the dessert of love. It is served at romantic dinners, and tourists flock to Italy to try the real tiramisu. Many legends surround its origins. One claims it was created as an energy booster for newlyweds after their wedding night. Another says it combined Italians' love for coffee with the desire for a light yet indulgent dessert. Today, tiramisu has countless variations: strawberry tiramisu, lemon cream versions, matcha tiramisu, or even frozen ice cream-like versions. In fine dining restaurants, it may be served in glasses, artistic plates, or as modern reinterpretations. But the true essence is in the homemade version, when the ladyfingers are just slightly too soaked with coffee and the cream is fluffy and cloud-like. This balance of simplicity and sophistication made tiramisu a symbol of Italian soul. Apple strudel is more than a dessert. It is part of Austria's cultural heritage, preserved since the days of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Its roots go back to the Middle East, as its thin, stretched dough is reminiscent of Turkish baklava. Over time, the recipe evolved into one of Vienna's most famous symbols. The hallmark of strudel lies in the dough. It must be stretched so thin that you can read a newspaper through it. Pastry chefs often demonstrate the process on huge tables, carefully pulling the dough until it is nearly transparent. The filling, typically made of apples, raisins, cinnamon, and nuts, is rolled inside and baked into a golden, flaky roll. In Vienna, you can even attend a strudel show at Schönbrunn Palace, where chefs prepare it in front of tourists. It is not just baking, it's a performance. Strudel has become a symbol of home and warmth. It is best eaten hot, sprinkled with powdered sugar, often served with vanilla sauce or scoop of ice cream. It blends simple ingredients with technical mastery, the very reason it is so beloved worldwide. There are many variations: cherry strudel, poppy seed strudel, or even pumpkin versions. But the classic apple strudel remains the ultimate tradition, a must-try for anyone visiting Vienna. Pastel de Nata, Portugal's iconic custard tart, has a history as rich as its flavor. It was first created in the 19th century at the Geronimo's Monastery in Lisbon. At the time, monks used egg whites for starching cloves, leaving behind unused yolks. To avoid waste, they invented a creamy custard to fill flaky pastry shells. Later, the recipe was passed to a nearby bakery, Pastel de Belém, which still operates today. This pastry shop is considered the mecca for pastel de nata lovers, selling thousands of tarts daily with lines of tourists stretching down the street. The charm of pastel de nata lies in its contrast: the crisp, delicate puff pastry shell and the smooth, velvety custard filling. Traditionally, it is served warm, dusted with cinnamon and powdered sugar, paired with a small cup of coffee. This little tart has conquered the world. Today, you can find it in bakeries across London, New York, or Toronto. But the true magic is in Lisbon itself, where the smell of freshly baked pastéis drifts through narrow streets near the ocean. Pastel de nata is a dessert with soul, proof that even the simplest ingredients, when combined with creativity, can become a culinary legend.